Welcome to our programme. I am Sarah, and today we look beyond the polished silver and grand hallways to discuss the fundamental rights of domestic workers. Before we begin this deep dive, make sure to join our community to stay informed about the hidden struggles within our modern British society. Joining us today is Mrs. Catherine, a leading advocate for labour rights, to help us understand why these workers are often forgotten by the law. Thank you, Sarah. It is a privilege to be here to discuss such a critical issue that affects thousands of invisible workers across the UK. We often assume that labour laws apply to everyone, yet domestic workers often find themselves in a legal grey area, don't they? Many employers treat these individuals as help rather than employees, which leads to the erosion of their basic contractual rights. Exactly, Sarah. Under British law, they are entitled to a minimum wage and statutory holidays, but these are frequently ignored in private homes.
The isolation of working within a private residence makes it incredibly difficult for these workers to report abuse or unfair treatment.
We need more transparency. No house should be too grand or too private to hide the exploitation of another human being. Tonight, we aim to shine a light on these forgotten rights and demand justice for those who serve our households in silence. Mrs. Catherine, many workers fear that if they demand a contract, they will be dismissed immediately. How can they protect themselves? This is why our platform exists, to empower you with knowledge. Join us now and never let your rights be overlooked again. They must understand that even a verbal agreement carries weight in the UK, but a written contract is their strongest shield. We often see cases where the line between living in and working 24/7 becomes dangerously blurred for these women. Being available at all hours is not part of a fair job description. It is a form of confinement that we must challenge. Precisely.
Right.
If they are required to stay at the house, they are technically on duty and must be compensated according to the law. Yet many influential families believe that providing a room and food justifies paying well below the national minimum wage. Food and shelter are basic necessities, Sarah, not a substitute for the hard-earned money that belongs to the worker. It is time for our society to realise that domestic labour is not an act of charity by the employer. It is a professional service. The law is clear, but enforcement is weak. We need more inspections and a louder voice for the silent majority. Catherine, many domestic workers are migrants. They fear that complaining might lead to their visas being cancelled. Is this a real threat?
Knowledge is the only way to fight this fear. Share this program now to help a worker find the strength to stand up.
Employers often use the overseas domestic worker visa as a leash